my word! How did he not score? Hey there everybody and welcome to part 11 of the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. I'm Stu, thank you for joining me in today's video where we're going to be playing against Barcelona and then probably Cordoba, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if we somehow get past Barca, and if you haven't watched the save up until this point, go back and watch last season because it's unlikely, but we've shown it's not impossible. If we do get past Barcelona, we will show the next round of the Copa del Rey because that will just be fun. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. It's probably going to be Cordoba. And if you're excited to see how we get on against the team that's one of the biggest in the world, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so. You'll make me a happy chap. What's not to love? Since you were last with us, we've only played 2 or 3 games. We have Tenerife, Amrabieta and Ferrol. Won all of them. Lovely things, lovely times, things to happen. Yeah, great. Don't know where I was going with that. I should re-edit that. Do you know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it in there. But yeah, you can see Esposito banging the goals in as he has been all season, which is lovely. Yeah, last episode was an episode of revenge. Lots of revenge in the last episode, which I remember. Revenge against Liga, revenge against Gijon, revenge all round. And today we come up against Barcelona. Not Barcelona B, first team Barcelona. Yikes. But before we get to that, quickly go through transfer. So the last time you were with us was the 18th of January. So let's have a quick nose at the transfers that we have done. So there's been no extra outs. We've just loaned some players out, including Alex Delgado, who did play a little part last season. We've loaned him out to try and get him some game time. And then MT has gone out on loan as well because we're not going to use him. I mainly signed him on a free so I could then sell him again to generate some profit. So I'm hoping he goes and has a decent season there and someone wants to buy him. But then a couple of other players who are relatively inconsequential. We then went and signed a few players though. And we went and signed, to begin with, one that I think we knew was coming, Wanlu from Sevilla. Right back, he's going to be here until next season. Happy with this one. He'll be a good option to have along with Trilly, who obviously is our current first choice. This guy will probably end up being that. 21 years old. I think he's going to be a bit of a superstar. And I think we'll struggle to get him back once he goes because I think he'll end up being the first choice. So happy with him. We then signed Pablo Torre. We missed out on Yanis Hadji that was mentioned in the last video. So this is the guy we went with. I was also trying to sign Joe Veloso from, I want to say it's Benfica, although I don't really want to make that mistake. Joe Veloso is from Benfica. I tried to sign him. If you haven't watched me in FM23, if you're not bothered about it being an old FM, go back and watch my career save. Section with Southampton, Joe Veloso, absolute living legend. But I couldn't get him, so we got Pablo Torre instead. And do you know what? I think he'll be good. I think he'll do a decent job. Again, I do believe we've got him here until next season. We do. Fantastic. And at the moment, he's apparently a La Liga quality player. So I'm happy with that. I think he'll be good. And obviously, he's from Barcelona, so he can't play in the next game. So you won't see him for the first one. We then also signed a backward defender who's only here for this season, Gabriel Osho. He's coming from Luton. His contract expires next season. But yeah, we just needed an extra. But I didn't need an extra body, but I felt like we should get an extra body. There is your extra body. Decent player. He's right-sided, so he'll be a good foil to the rest of the defence because we tend to always sign left-sided defenders. He'll do a decent job if we need him. I don't anticipate it being that often. Certainly not in big games, apparently. And then we signed for actual money, Romario Barro. I'm sure I've used this guy in a previous FM. I'm sure I've seen him in someone else's save or something like that. I recognise him. I am excited to use him. Admittedly, he's primarily a central midfielder. He's also run off. He's primarily a central midfielder, which I don't play with. But I think with a bit of training, he'll make a decent defensive midfielder as maybe a ball-winning midfielder. He hasn't got a lot of the stats for it, but I think if we give him the ball and let him be on support, I think he'll do good things. I know, in fact, he scored on his debut coming off the bench. So, you know, I think that's something good. But £1.7 million, barely any of which was up front because you know how I work by now. And then we signed Gabriel Slonina on loan until the end of next season. So this is another one similar to what we did with Alvarez this year. He will provide cover and also competition for Alvarez this year. Funnily enough, though, Alvarez has started playing well. Fancy that when we get another goalkeeper in. But this will be the person who effectively replaces Alvarez next year. Remember, we've only got Alvarez to the end of this season. It's not a given we'll get him back even if I want to. I mean, he's played actually really well in the last 4 games, Alvarez. Touch wood, now I've said that. He was awful for the first half of the season. He's now started to play quite well. So maybe Slonina and him will have a bit of a battle. I don't know. But that's transfer business that's come in. We also do have, get to the right screen, these two coming in as well. Now, Junior Alaitan. Yeah, Alaitan. International footballer with 22 caps and a goal. He's an attacking midfielder. Well, he's more a central midfielder, but he'll be playing here as an attacking midfielder. He will be joining us, and he will primarily be for the B team. Remember, the B team in Spain, they can be as high as the league below you. At the moment, the B team is in the league that we were in last season. They're not doing particularly well. Don't have to worry about that. But because he's there, I'm quite happy for him to stay there rather than loan out. I've been loaning out some of the younger players who aren't quite good enough to get into that league and hoping they will develop at other clubs. But players like him, players at the level where they could have played with us last season, there's no point loaning them out if they can play well in the B team. Unless you want them to get extra experience outside of the country, which is something I'm toying with some of the players. But either way, he's in basically for cover. If he grows into that potential, even better. Then we also signed this guy, Luismi Cruz, another Sevilla player, but again, this is a permanent one who's coming in on a free transfer. Great on the ball. Superb on the ball. Great technique. Not the quickest in the world, but I think this guy's got a little bit of gold dust in his feet, and I think he could be a bit of a superstar when he arrives. He'll be a great option on the wing. I think he will level our attack up a little bit. It's already very good. I think he'll just add to it, so really happy with him coming in as well. And I think you knew about Alvaro Carrillo, who's only been with us for like a season and a half, and I still can't remember his name. He is going to be joining us on a free transfer next season. I feel like you already knew that. Just reiterating. Right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the episode. It's Barcelona. It's first choice Barcelona. First choice, first team Barcelona. And, well, this is the bunch of equivalent scrubs that we've got to put up against them. I don't know if you can tell I'm not that hopeful. Your team for the game against Barcelona is Alvarez in goal, Trilli, Carrillo, Wimmer and Doumbia in defence, Danilovic, Gomez in the midfield with Zardas, Perez and Ontiveros supporting Esposito up front. As mentioned, Torre cannot play. He is ineligible because he's playing his parent club. David Nemeth, who has had some good performances for us, misses out. Actually, do you know what? Swapping them round. I'm putting Nemeth on the bench because actually he deserves to be on the bench. And Pereno misses out because we've got the new boy. So, yeah, wish me luck. I don't think this is going to go particularly well. But, again, if you didn't watch us last season, let's be absolutely clear. Let's be clear. We beat 2 La Liga teams. And not just like scrubs at the bottom of the league. We beat Villarreal and Atletico Madrid. Now, preface that. I'm not too sure about Villarreal, but Atletico Madrid absolutely did rotate. I think Barcelona, I have already looked at Barcelona's team when I was setting instructions. I mean, the defence is pretty much first team. Further you move up the pitch, the less first team it gets. Other than maybe like Lamal on the side and maybe Fermin at this point. A season in, but that's probably ambitious. We have a chance. Barcelona, by having such a weakened team, we've got a chance in this game. Not a guarantee by any stretch. We're more than likely going to get pumped, but there's a little bit of potential that we could mix things up like we did last season. I mean, it would be amazing. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's potentially possible. Thought Ontiveros was about to put an absolute screamer into the top corner then. Oh, I'd have loved that. That would have been amazing. I mean, we're looking good so far. We've had an early opportunity on highlight, which is great. They are looking sharp as well with their passing, though. I mean, effectively, what we're playing with here is a hybrid of Barcelona and Barcelona's B team. I think if we looked at a lot of these players, they'd be down as B team players, with the exception of players like Lamal. Is it Lamal or Yamal? I'm getting that mixed up now. Is it Lamal or Yamal? Christensen can pass it to him. Okay, never mind. Let me have a look. It's Yamal. I keep calling him Lamal. It's Yamal. Yamal and also the defence are the kind of the first team players, and everyone else is kind of the B team players. So it's a weird hybrid of the team that we were playing a lot last season and the team that's second in La Liga. So, I mean, considering also there's a big points difference in La Liga, we've won a penalty, you know. We've won a penalty, you know. Oh my word. Oh my word. And it's Esposito, the golden boy, and he's put us ahead in the Copa del Rey. Well then. Well then. We did it last season twice. We're doing it again. It's 1-0 to Deportivo La Coruña. Or if we get promoted, they're going to make sure to absolutely trounce us every chance they get next season. I thought Danilovic was about to score a second. Oh my word. How have we done that? Well, their players fouled our player. I'm aware of the semantics of penalties, but how have we... Oh my word. Fair play to the boys. Zardas has picked up, not a knock, but he's certainly been hit at some point that's dropped his fitness. That's a bit of a concern. I'm stunned that we've managed to actually go ahead. Because even with a half and half team, I thought we won't get past their defence and then their attack is just going to have what it has in there. Because their attack was decent last season. I think the first game we played against them in the third tier, I think we drew. In the second game, we did boss them a little bit. But we did definitely draw against them in that first game. And I thought that was going to be, even with the weakened players, I thought that was going to give them an opportunity. I mean, there still is, don't get me wrong. But I'm surprised we've had as much of the ball on highlights. I'm surprised that we've had the first goal. I'm convinced it won't be the last goal because I think they will score. Esposito should be scoring there. We've been on top in this. Look at the match momentum. Possession as well. Passes completed. XG. Admittedly, that's from a penalty. Wah! I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all. And that is half time. And we lead against Barcelona. As in big boy Barcelona. I mean, let's be clear. They are missing an awful lot of their players. Let's just kind of address how many of their players. I mean, they've brought on Eric Garcia apparently at some point. And they're moving Christiansen into the defence. I was calling him Christiansen. He's not. It's Christiansen. So they've made one change. Garcia is a first team player. Again, the defence is first team. You know, Tavares, you could probably argue either way. Yamal, keep doing this. Yamal is definitely first team. But the rest of them are, I mean, Sergio Dest maybe? I mean, this guy's the backup goalkeeper for Barcelona, so that's fine. But let's have a quick look at their squad. Who's missing out? Gavi, Gundogan, Torres. Musrati is definitely a first team player that they've signed. Balde, Pedri, Fati, Soler, Martinez, Romeu, ter Stegen, Rafinha. There's 12 first team players that are not playing today. And they've still put out a team that's got 3 parts of a 4-man defence that's first team. A first team winger with another first team defender on the bench. I mean, I'm staggered that they've taken it so lightly, especially because they're third in the league at the moment. I'm really surprised they've taken it so lightly. This is a chance at silverware. I'm still stunned though, because Firmino I know is a good player. So he's fine. Darvic I did look at. I was thinking about getting him in. He's a decent player. You can see we've got him scouted. Vitor Roque, I think, have we looked at him? Maybe a little bit. No, not really. He's a quality player apparently. They've got good players in this side. It's just that at the moment, we're bossing them a little bit. I mean, only a little bit. And we're lucky we got a penalty, but fair play. Right, let's stop overanalyzing because this episode is going to be long enough as it is. Let's make Xhaka step his game up a little bit. Danilovic is fine, but I'll try and motivate him a little bit more. Same with Carrillo, who I'm hoping will get motivated a bit because he's playing against Barcelona, being an ex-Real Madrid boy and all. Current Real Madrid boy, technically. Right, second half. What a first half that was, but we've got to do it all again because they will want to come back and get a goal very early on, and we need to defend against it. We really, really do. Although, I mean, I think we're doing all right still, to be fair, so quite happy with that. Looks like they've had a bit more in this second half so far, looking at match momentum. Right, Yamal now, with Eric Garcia now, into Tavares. Tavares into Firmino. It's a poor pass though, but it's a poor pass from Perez, who normally doesn't let us down. But he's let us down there. Couldn't get the ball to Esposito. And Barcelona have a chance to get forward again. Unless we can nick it off of them. And we do on Tavares. Gets it from them. And we now have the ball in our possession. Gomez gives the ball away. It's sloppy possession all around here. And all of a sudden Barcelona have a golden chance. But they don't take it. And it's Alvarez with a clutch save to make sure it stays 1-0 to us. And right, Firmino now. Crossing it in, looking for the head of Eric Garcia, who is literally only 6 foot, so we really shouldn't be losing to him in the air. That wasn't very comfortable from Alvarez. I'm not going to lie. That made me concerned. But it's another corner. It's still not a goal. I think we're going to have to take Zardas off. He's getting a bit battered at the moment. So we will be taking him off in a minute. Firmino now looking to cross it in. Trilly does so well to take it off of him. And we are going to now take off Zardas because he's not having a good game out there at all. And I think we'll take him off for... I mean, Joaquin is probably the obvious one. Hampered by knock, apparently. So we did have a bit of a something. I'm thinking about bringing Barrow on as well, just for some energy in the midfield. Yeah, do you know what? And I'm not going to put him on for Danilovic. I'm going to put him on here. And I'm going to set into a ball-winning midfielder on support. I'm just going to kind of let him do his own thing. That feels like something that isn't a terrible idea. Don't necessarily need a playmaker. We're kind of playing it through the midfield fine. Danilovic's getting some good passes on. Barrow's more than capable of getting a few decent passes. I'm just looking at Carrillo. He's not having a particularly great game. I'll leave him on for now, but we will keep an eye on him. And we might decide to pull him and bring on... I can't remember who's on the bench. We'll bring on one of the defenders we've got on the bench. Right, I don't really like the fact we've come halfway through a Barcelona highlight where they're looking to attack here. Alarcon into the box. Dumbia manages just to pass it out for a corner. Do you know what? Fine. Do what you need to do in that scenario. It's absolutely fine. Highlight ends even better than that. They have definitely been on top in this second half. They really have. We're going to demand more from the boys and see if we can turn things around a little bit. They've really come back. Yeah, they've realised that they've gone, done, messed up. Right. Substitute o'clock. Final couple of changes. Carrillo is coming off. It's Nemeth. I did forget his name. And then Perez is going to come off for... I'm going to bring on Valcarce. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm thinking Trilly off for Wanlu and giving Wanlu his, not his debut. What was going to call it his debut for? Do you know what? Let's do that now, actually. Let's bring a bit more energy into the defence. And let's just see if we can get past Barcelona. We're still in the lead by a goal to nil. Like, they've closed the gap. But it doesn't necessarily mean anything unless they actually score a goal, which they're more than capable of doing. Right, Eric Garcia. Kubasi, Bowie goes past a couple of men and somehow doesn't put it in. It's Alvarez with another big boy save. It is another corner. Alvarez having a game so far. And the highlight ends. Barcelona's still all over us in this second half. They've gone ahead of us in shots. Ahead of us in possession. Ahead of us in passes completed. And they have a highlight in the 93rd minute. Lamar running on the end of this pass now. Wanlu gets it off of him now. Into Danilovic. We have possession. Into Joaquin. Joaquin to Valcarce. Into Romario Barrow. Barrow now into Esposito. Esposito into Joaquin. Joaquin into Valcarce. Valcarce is relatively through. He should have scored. Oh my word. How did he not score? How did he not? It doesn't matter though. We beat them. We just beat Barcelona. Wow. Actually, wow. I don't have the words for that. I don't have the words. It's different from us beating Athletic. It's different from us beating Villarreal last season. But then it's not, because they very much played a B team, mostly. But that was their own hubris. That was their own doing. We can only beat what's in front of us, and we just beat Barca. And some talented players were in that team as well. Ooh, hiccup came out of nowhere there. That was very special. We go through, and I did say, if we somehow manage to get past them, squeaked past them we did, we'll play the next round. We've actually had the next round drawn already as well. Real Zaragoza, who are in our league. That's very, very doable. We could get through to a semi-final here. What a performance, by the way, from Alvarez. He's really, in these last few games, he's really turned it around. Fair play to him. Right, well, the next game in the Copa del Rey, it's the next game, in fact. In 3 days. Got no time to prepare for it, but it's in 3 days' time. Right, well, I'm just going to get through the next couple of days, and we'll play that one, shall we? Just a quarter final of the Copa del Rey, no pressure. Here is the team that we're going to be using against Real Zaragoza. It is Alvarez in goal, Chuli, Carrillo, Wimmer and Dumbia in defence. Danilovic and Gomez in the middle with Joaquin, Valcarce and Ontiveros supporting Esposito up front. We have got a couple of changes in there, as you probably noticed. These 2 changes in particular, because Zardas is only just fit again. He can play, but he's probably not going to. Lucas Perez has also picked up a knock as well. So we have actually got a couple of not regulars on the bench. We've got Kevin and Zardas available. I would be tempted to start Torre if he had a bit more game time. He will come on today, though, to get a bit more football, just so we can get him ready to actually start playing in the first team properly. I'm tempted to start Slonina. I know what's going to happen. I'd rather keep Alvarez in there when he's on a good run of form. So let's get to the game. Deep breath, everybody. And let's probably get knocked out by a team that we shouldn't be getting knocked out by, because I'm still a bit staggered by that last game against Barcelona. That should not have been the game that it was, and yet I'm not unhappy about it whatsoever. Right. Zaragoza, what you got for us? Let's be going on with it. What sentence was that to do? The next round as well, we will be playing, if we get through, Valladolid or Villarreal. As in Villarreal, who we knocked out last year. So if we were to get through, that's a heck of a draw, because we know we can beat one of those teams. Unless they take it far more seriously, which they probably will at the semi-final stage. Because it was like the January game, I think, when we played them last year. We started slowly, but we're coming back into the game. But I very much would like to see a goal at some point, just to cement it. Monteveros was having, for a moment, a good game, and then that good game disappeared. Carrillo's our captain today, which is a choice. We'll have to re-look at the captaincy next season, because our captain won't be here. Perez, I'm not going to keep on for another year. He's not going to be good enough. And then we need to do something about the vice-captaincy. I don't quite know what that is yet, because at the moment it's Valares. Valares, again, he might stay, he might not, because he's not going to be a La Liga player. That was a rather dull first half. We are leading in terms of XG and chances, but they have had more possession. Their passing is better, so we need to kind of G things up. I'm going to say I'm happy, because I'm not unhappy. We're not losing. I'm going to tell Esposito he needs to step up his game, because he has been disappointing. Valcarce as well has not been particularly brilliant. Neither has Dumbia, neither has Wimmer. And I'll leave it at that for now. We won't make any half-time changes. We'll just get back into the game, and we'll see what's what, hopefully. We can carry that lovely match momentum on, because it has been going rather splendidly so far. Watch us get pummeled now. Watch us get absolutely pummeled. I mean, I'd like a highlight, if it's okay. Oh, highlight! Check that out. Right, we have the ball. Valcarce, back to Wimmer. Into Gomez now. Gomez going backwards to Wimmer again. Back to Carrillo. Carrillo again captaining the side for the... It's got to be one of the first times he's done that, surely. Looking for options for. Goes back to Wimmer. Probably a better choice, actually. Into Gomez now. Gomez looking to pick a good pass. What a pass that is to Joaquin. Joaquin whipping it in. Looking for the head of Esposito. And how many times this season has Esposito just gone on the end of a cross and just gone, thank you? Quite a few is the answer. Quite a few. And he does it there. And we lead by a goal to nil in the 60th minute. Lovely pass from Gomez. Just took his time. Pinged it in. And there's Esposito running away, like in the flight of the ball. He's running towards where the ball's going to land, and it's almost like a backwards header. Wonderful stuff from him. And immediately we've got a corner again. Ontiveros looking to whip it in. Looking for the header. Carrillo cannot find him. And it's headed out, cleared out, only as far as Andre Gomez. Gomez into Ontiveros. Ontiveros. Oh, players got in the way of each other there, which is disappointing. And now Zaragoza have a chance to try and counter-attack, unless we can get the ball off of them. They do go backwards here, but they don't lose the ball just yet. Oh, I thought we were going to get it there. We might do here, actually. No. Bermeo does a really good job of keeping the ball from Dumbia. And now Zaragoza do have a real chance of an equaliser, and they get the equaliser. Unwakali. But it might be disallowed for offside. It is going to be checked. It is going to be checked by VAR. It has been disallowed. We might be going to a semi-final here, ladies and gents. We might be going to a semi-final here. Well, okay then. Game on. We were winning anyway, but game well and truly on. Wow. Right. Changes because Wimmer is not having a good game. We're going to bring on Calvo. I am going to bring Torre on for Valcarce. In fact, no, do you know what? For Ontiveros, and Valcarce can play out wide, and I'll swap him and Joaquin around because Valcarce I think is a little bit better out there. And then Torre can come in the middle and he can do a job hopefully. And then I'm thinking Barrow again because he just brings energy into the midfield. I think if we, again, take Gomez off, he's had a decent game. Apparently have a look at his pretty face. And then we'll just change him back to... Oh God, I've really got hiccups. I don't know where they've come from. And we'll change him back to that. So he's just going to be a ball winner in the middle, but getting forward, trying to influence play. We'll leave it at that for now. We've got a couple of substitutions left in our back pocket afterwards. And let's just see whether we can see the game out or get another goal. I'd prefer to get another goal, but it's them on the attack, which is a bit of a concern. I'd quite like to steal it off of them. I would very much like to steal it off of them and not let them have another opportunity because they came very close last time. Right, Frances, Inter and Wakali, who had that goal disallowed. I don't think that one's going to get disallowed. It is going to be 1-1 now. And now we need to really start taking it. Well, not that we weren't taking it seriously. We absolutely were. But we need to really take it seriously now. Right. Fire up. That's got to wake us up a little bit. Let's get ourselves another goal. Right, it's whipped in. Looking for the head of Esposito. Carrillo, of all people's there. And it's a penalty. Oh, the scenes. Oh, the absolute scenes. Penalty in the 7. It's not a penalty. Are you mad, ref? Carrillo got taken out. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm mad. Oh, I'm so mad. Right, Torre, new signing with a corner. Short or long? I think it's going to be a short corner. No, he's gone for a long corner. Nothing. Into Barrow, though. Barrow, through the crowd, has gone and scored anyway. We don't need no stinking penalty. It's 2-1. Get in there, boys. Let's go. Get in there, boys. Just through the crowd. It's a massive deflection that's done it. It's a massive deflection that's done it. Whoa. Right. Final couple of changes. Let's just try and get some bodies on just to freshen things up. Wanlu's going to come on. And then, I don't even know. Villares. Let's bring him on in the midfield just to try and settle things down as well. What is this game? Wow. We're seriously about to go through to a semi-final. I mean, they could get another goal. Match momentum-wise, it would be unfair, but they could get another goal. They're not gonna. We're through. We're through to a semi-final. I'm pretty sure that's one step further than we got last season. I'm sure it is. What is going on? Well, opportunity has come a knocking. And we've answered the bloody door, haven't we? So, quarter-final. Passed. Semi-final last year. So we've gone one further than last year where Getafe knocked us out. It's interesting that, not that this matters, but for last season it's showing that we're a La Liga 2 team. We weren't. So that's quite amusing that that's updated when it doesn't need to because we were the division below, but it doesn't really matter. Well, that is some sensational stuff. So the next episode we've obviously got to come back. It'll be the second leg. We're not going to drag this out too long. We'll come back for the second leg and we'll tie it in one of the games around here. Maybe Vallecano. We might maybe skip a couple of games and come back for like Granada or Las Palmas or something like that. But that's sensational. Barcelona, how do you feel? Esposito again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row he scored in. That's his best record for the season. I don't know about this little stretch. 1, 2, ignoring the friendly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is. I think it is his best record for the season. Had some games at the beginning where he just missed the occasional game here or there, but he's just gone 7 in a row where he scored at least 1 goal. That is sensational. Well, the plan is very much to come back, and it is Villarreal. I've only just realised it is Villarreal who we beat last season in this very competition. Oh, we've got a chance at silverware in the second season in League 2, the equivalent of the Championship in La Liga 2. Wow. Well, that's going to be fun next time, isn't it? So yeah, we'll come back for the away game. What could possibly go wrong? And then we'll tie it in with one of the games around there. That sounds like fun to me. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed again, don't forget to leave a big like on there for me. And do not forget to subscribe. Completely free to do so. And you'll make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.